network to the world. Subscribe now to the Hot 97 YouTube channel. It's Ebro in the Morning with Laura Stiles and Rosenberg.
Kanye West was back on Drink Champs with n.o.r.e. and EFN, and there was a lot that he covered. And it's interesting because just last week we reported that the shop, that's LeBron and Maverick Card and all of them, decided not to release our episode because they couldn't stand by all the hate speech that he was spewing. So I was surprised when I saw the Drink Champs Kanye West is back celebration, right? Because I was like, this isn't going to be good. And it wasn't. And what I mean by this is, and I'll just start with the one point out of so many. There's a clip, Shawnee, and can you pull it up for me, of him talking about how George Floyd actually died?
Now go and get y'all some business while we gonna get free, because I'm Moses out here. I watched the George Floyd documentary that Candace Owens put up. One of the things that his two roommates said was, they want a tall guy like me. And the day when he died, he said a prayer for 8 minutes. They hit him with the fentanyl. If you look, the guy's knee wasn't even on his neck like that. When he said mama is his girlfriend. They said he screamed for his mama. Mama was his girlfriend. It's in the documentary. But something that hit me, that me up when I was watching the documentary, and it said, they want a tall guy like me. When I looked at that image of him, this tall black dude with the bald head, he reminded me of somebody else. Who you think he reminded me of? Virgil. He reminded me of Virgil. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna cry in front of y'all because that's how they get me, right? All right. But I know that we lost him.
All right. Like, how dare you?
Which part do you want to start with, Laura? The knee wasn't on the neck?
How dare you? Yes.
Yeah, I did.
Like the whole world didn't see that.
I heard that.
Go ahead, Shawnee.
Like, he's wilding on that one. Like, come on, fam. I
mean,
mean,
the medical examiner was wrong?
Right, boy. I mean, even if he's trying to say, like, it wasn't exactly on his neck, like, what are we really talking about?
It's irrelevant. What you're saying means nothing. Wait, so you're saying...
It was kind of on his back?
Okay,
you know
so does that mean, real quick, let me deduct what you're saying. Does that mean that people shouldn't be saying Black Lives Matter? Are you saying that he wasn't killed by the police? Are you saying that that was the only case of a black man being innocently killed by the police?
Right. I'm willing to bet money Kanye never even watched the George Floyd video. I'm willing to bet money on that.
You mean the original video?
Yep.
When it was going down?
Yep. I will bet money he did not watch that 8-minute video.
He said something about this was in a documentary.
No. Candace Owens documentary. Candace Owens, let me give a little background. Candace Owens made it her business to try to destroy George Floyd's reputation after he died.
I recall.
That was her thing. She was releasing videos, videos for right-wing white people to pass around to each other so they could say, see, a black person telling you that George Floyd was a bad guy who deserved to die. That's what her documentary is. And Kanye's speaking on it like he saw an actual documentary. Like, he doesn't know the difference between, like, a legitimate, credible source and a biased, completely subjective person who gives you propaganda. He doesn't know the difference. He just quotes it. Like, the knee wasn't on George Floyd's neck? What are you even saying? The point is, the knee has been on the neck of black folks in America since the start of the country. That's the point. You can't remove that from that video. You idiot. You seriously are an embarrassment, bro. Oh. Your poor mother, who was such a great lady, is so disappointed in you. This is willful ignorance. Shameful. Literally, he has a point at one point, Shawnee.
Yeah.
He says, he's talking about Pete Davidson. Mm-hmm. And he says, yeah, how's Pete going to say, I'm in bed with your wife, and all of y'all laugh at it, but now you get upset because I wear a White Lives Matter shirt? I mean, so you're upset that there are black people out there that have ever laughed at your situation or antics, so as a result, you should get to wear a shirt that completely negates the real experience and trauma of black people? Because of your own personal thing? We don't even have to get into the details of how we got to the point when Pete Davidson said that, because that was a step later down the road. But It was wild, Laura, and it continued from there.
It's disgusting. It's so disgusting. And then, and that's just one piece. And I'll let you, I'll let you talk about his continuous anti-Semitism.
Let me take a drink. Whew. Okay, so there was that. Now let's play the first clip, Shawnee. He has a clip. It was the one we played earlier. It's Kanye on like Jared Kushner and Jewish people or something.
Jared Kushner is an example of how the Jewish people have their hand on every single business that controls the world. And everybody knows that faux fact. Like, you ever seen the movie Lego Movie where the guy realizes everything is the same company? That's what's happening. By the way, we can't be mad at him, and you can't call me anti-Semitic for calling out. You can't call me anti-Semitic for saying I'm going DEFCON 3.
I think what you said though is important though.
That sounds pretty anti-Semitic, except for the fact that I am Jew.
And you
Also,
said you can't be mad at them because you want to do the same. That's an important thing to say.
I can't be, but I am, because I'm jealous, because I'm a human being.
And you want the same
and I'm a competitor. I want my people to rise up like the Jewish people. I'm a competitor. I feel that if I am not the leader, I'm one of the strongest, most vocal leaders. And I feel Lauren is the leader.
So, a couple of things there. Number one, EFN tried to help him clean it up. He tried to throw him a line. Now listen, I know some people are upset with n.o.r.e. and EFN for giving him the platform and not pushing back enough. And we'll have n.o.r.e. on after 8 o'clock. We could talk to him about it. Listen, they tried to do it from the homie approach. They didn't try to do it from the confrontational journalist approach. And honestly, that's not really who n.o.r.e. and EFN are. Okay, so I understand people being annoyed by it, but like I thought they actually did try to clean things up a bit, and they just were not. It maybe wasn't the right situation. And even there where they tried to throw him a line, he wants to say what he wants to say. He wants to be very clear about what he feels. So let me break down what he said. That piece he said there about Jared Kushner, who, by the way, married into the Trump family. He married Ivanka Trump, right? They met being rich kids. Saying that he is a representation of the fact that Jews always have their hands on every important business in the world. I need you guys to understand that is the foundation of what led to the Holocaust. That is the beginning. That was the first step of Hitler putting Jews on trains, was this narrative of Jews run everything in the world. Jews run everything. And Kanye can back that up by talking about how powerful Jews are in the recording industry and Hollywood. Okay? And Jews are powerful in Hollywood. We literally made it our business to go out to Hollywood and be a foundational part of that entire industry. That part is true. So in Kanye's world, because he has to interact with this Jewish person or that Jewish person, and because the whole world is screaming at him and saying, you're offensive, you're hurting people's feelings, you're not being thoughtful, he's now making it all this, quote, Jewish media agenda. And I have to tell you guys, I was watching the feelings of other Jewish people out there across hip-hop this weekend. This hits us in a very different way. When you start with this really broad, well, the Jewish media, the Jewish agenda, the Jewish media. He did it the entire interview. He would not stop. And guys, the Holocaust, it just happened. Historically, this is not a long time ago. We feel that it's impossible to happen again. It's not. It's not impossible again. And this is just a repetitive thing with Kanye that he keeps going back to and doesn't understand or doesn't seem to care about what he's playing with. But we're talking about my grandparents. That's how far back. It's not far back. My great aunts and uncles who I never met were all killed in the Holocaust. My mother was born in a camp in Germany. My mother.
Right.
Effing Rosenberg from Hot 97. My mom was in a displaced persons camp in Germany. That's how close we are. So when you play on this level, bro, it is so hurtful. He is affecting people, guys. Like, there are people out there who are, of course, and I just want to say this too, this is important. because a lot of people have been saying that other people aren't standing up. In this specific incident, I have seen more examples of non-Jews standing up against this than I've ever seen before. And thank you. I appreciate it. Like, I was looking on Twitter. Like, Black Twitter widely has completely written this off as disgusting. So
yes, absolutely.
I see that. I just want to be clear because some people aren't seeing it. And I understand some people are not saying anything, and it makes you think no one's saying anything. But
no,
people are saying things. Yeah, people. Kanye it's not just Jews who are offended by this. But then, if you keep going really deep into the interview, buried 2 hours in, is this part where Kanye expresses details about the jealousy he, quote, feels towards the Jewish community. Do you have that, Shawnee?
I feel like there's multiple people that are leaders in this community, right? And I'm jealous of the Jewish community. I'm jealous of how the fact that they do not abort their people. I'm jealous of how the fact.
So why not say that?
I'm jealous of the fact of how they don't abort their babies. I'm jealous of the fact of how they stay with their wives. I'm jealous of the fact of how they do business together. I'm jealous of the fact of how they read their contracts and understand their contracts. I'm jealous of the fact. I'm jealous of the way Jewish people do business. And I'm jealous, not just for me, but for our entire culture. And I believe that once we rise up, that we will have a position to be able to serve God, because it's not about taking over the world. God runs the world. We need to be in service to God, and we all need to be in service to God. So I'm jealous. And you know what? Because when I would speak on the Khaled and Drake record, why I speak on that? Out of jealousy. When I was speaking on Drake, why I speak on that? Out of jealousy. While I'm speaking on the Jewish culture, why I'm speaking on that? Out of jealousy. I'm jealous of the Jewish culture. You know, actually, I just thought of that right now, shit, but it had to happen.
So it was interesting, Shawnee, right, to hear him break down how many different things his anger has really been, the source has been jealousy.
Right.
Like comparing it to the Drake situation and different things like that. And some of the things he said about the Jewish community were true. Some, I don't know about Jews don't abort their babies. I know that 80% of Jews believe in abortion being legal. So that's a made up thing that Jews don't ever have abortions. But, you know, some of the other pieces that he said, if you admire people, if you admire the way a group works, why do you use language that makes it sound like you want people to harm them? Because that's what he's doing. When he says all that other stuff about the Jewish agenda and the Jewish media, that's what you're doing. You're setting up a world where people would want to harm Jewish folks.
Right. So you want to just hit him with the button and we hit him again at 8 o'clock?
Go ahead, Shawnee.
Sorry, yes.
Congratulations.
Sorry.
You played yourself.